Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Amit Duaa from Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh, and I am reporting from IRACON-TV. So, welcome you all to IRACON Hyderabad. So, we are lucky to have with us Dr. Chandrashekara. He is a very renowned rheumatologist from Bangalore, and we are lucky that he is taking over as a president from tomorrow onwards. Congratulations on that, sir.
Thank you.
So, how are you, sir, today?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm really delighted to be here as a part of the IRACON at Hyderabad.
Great.
It's really going great.
So you have been to many conferences and national and international. How do you find this IRACON, and what do you think that the scientific program is all about?
I think the overall the conference is going very well. I can say that we are at par with any conference across the globe. I can say now we are almost setting a standard of our own, so that this is how a conference got to be. That's what I could see in this conference. The scientific contents are good. We have very interesting debates and interesting viewer, as well as getting back into the older topics to know about that. It's a mix of everything, and it's really going great.
Right. So apart from the treatment aspect, now we are also talking about the preventive aspect of the disease. You also talked about the preventive aspect of the autoimmune disease yesterday. So it was really a great presentation. Can we have a few takeaways for our audience from your talk?
Yeah, see, we have now made a great research improvements with respect to the treatment. And also we have understood to a greater extent how an autoimmune disease develops, what are the immunological changes that happens over a period of time. And we also now know very well that early we diagnose, early we treat, the outcome is really good. So that poses the next challenge, that can I now get the patients or get an individual much before he develops the disease, so that we can follow him up, when the moment he gets into the disease process, we can start the treatment. That's one aspect. And second aspect, if there is some way I can predict, and if some preventive steps can be taken, that would be still more a greater leap in the way we are trying to address these autoimmune rheumatic disease. No doubt, autoimmune rheumatic disease is becoming the second or third cause for the both mortality and morbidity. And it's a time we start thinking about the prevention. And I think I have elaborated the reason why we should and what's the need for it. And I think, sure, in next a decade or two, we should be able to do something great. And I hope that research comes from my country, the India, because I'm always selfish. I'm always proud of my people, my scientists, my researchers. So I would love if it comes from the
Definitely, sir.
our research labs.
Yes, definitely. We all do. We all are proud of India. So now you are taking over as an IRA president. So what are your plans for our IRA family? How are you going to lead us for the next 2 years?
Yeah, in the last 3 decades, how I am observing the IRA has grown from what used to be a double-digit membership to triple-digit membership, and now we are stepping to the 4 digits membership numbers. And the number of available rheumatologists, rheumatology training centers are slowly growing. I think that particular thing has been put in place by our previous IRA members, IRA leaders. And now I think it's a time we slowly move into the other domains where we are still to grow and groom ourselves. That's at the research and research field. I can certainly say that last 2-3 presidents have put their mind, have tried to groom the research areas much more better. I think that's one of the core area where I would love the IRA to grow and to become one of the world potential leader when it comes to research with reference to rheumatology. I put all my efforts in streamlining and giving some guidelines and guiding or putting some sort of starters with reference to the research and research areas.
So now more and more rheumatologists are coming and they are joining. We have now more than 100 DNB seats available now. So what are your message to the young rheumatologists who are coming up to the IRA family?
Yeah, I think I would love to see them in both the fronts. One is, of course, caring the patients. That's our primary priority. And we should put our whole soul and entire effort in improvising the quality of the treatment we deliver to them. One, by setting up their own clinic, or getting into a good institutes, or the private setups or hospitals where they can grow up the rheumatology as a separate specialty, because that's something which now all of us have to put the efforts, and that's where the younger generation need to focus. The second point, as I said, that everyone should put at least 3 to 5% of their time into the research. I think it's not a big deal. I think you need not have a huge setup. You need not have a labs of crores. What you need is a little mindset, collect your data, assimilate it, try to put them, figure out what's new, what is something which you keenly observe, bring it up. I mean, that's going to add a greater extent into that. So put your efforts, no doubt, in delivering the patient's care. At the same time, I request to spare your at least 3% of your time into a research aspect so that something new can come out of your observation.
So the point is, means that you are also doing so much things, means you study a lot, you teach a lot, and you visit to the conferences. So how do you manage time? So this will be a great aspect if you can guide our young rheumatologists on this part.
Yeah, I think managing time is one of the important things. And sometimes we do feel after spending a lot of time that did we cheated some of the timings which I could have otherwise given to my family and other members. Of course, we need to balance it out. And as I said, it's always best to work to the best what you can, and also spare some time to the family members and friends. I mean, those are all the assets which you really relish as the time goes and progress. And distribute your time between the practice as well as on your academics and also on your research. As I said, you can say based on your priority, based on the place where you work. Because if you're in an academic institutions, you have an ample time to have a 50-50 on both patient care as well as in the academic. I somehow luckily happened to have the taste of both. I was a professor in MS Ramaya for 10 years and subsequently I moved into private practice. So when I was in Ramaya, I had a 50-50 time of both research, academics, as well as in the practice and patient delivery care. So I used to have alternate day OPD, which used to be I can say luxury at that point of time. And once we moved into private, as you know, we need to balance a lot of things. So there I can say that you can have around 80-90% of you dedicated to your patient's care. You still have 20% of time where you can work on with. So it's now how you plan, how you manage, how you prioritize. That's where it works. And of course, you need to put your time for other engagements too. It's not just that the rheumatology is your life or the medicine is your life. You need to spare some time on the other arts or other areas of your interest so that life goes smoothly. At the same time, you can achieve it. It's always said that if you plan your time properly, allocate the time based on your priority, definitely you can do good. Have a new idea, new concepts, try to inculcate it and put it in, and maintain your time. And please keep a good amount of time spared out for yourself, your family members, and your friends. And that's how things should go.
That's great, sir. Thank you for your time. And this was Dr. Chandrashekara, and I am Dr. Amit Duaa signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.